We can use the formula of compound interest to understand the concepts of present and future value. Actually, the formula that we were using of compound interest is the formula of future value. Now, so when we talked about compound interest, as I said, we were actually calculating future values. If Pedro, for instance, deposits 1,000 in a bank account that pays 10% annually, in 2 years he will have 1,000 times 1.10 to the square. So that'll be 1,210 compounded annually. Okay? Now, if we reverse the process, we get the present value of that amount of 1,210. It is easy to understand the concepts of present and future value. In the case of future value, remember the examples that we were doing? We know the principal amount. We know the initial amount. But in the future, we do not know that amount. So there is like an unknown principal in the future. Okay? In the case of the present value, it is the reverse situation. We do not know the initial amount, but we know the final amount, the amount in the future. But we want to calculate that amount in the present. Okay? So actually, this is the other way around. So we are in the future in the case of present value, and we want to calculate that value in the present. Okay? So those are the concepts of future and present value. For example, suppose that Pedro needs 1,210 pesos in 2 years. So how much money does he need to deposit today to get 1,210? That's the money that he wants to have in 2 years. If the interest rate is 10%, we need to reverse the formula. The compound interest formula that we have, we need to reverse it to calculate the present value. So the formula is AN is equal to A0 times 1 plus I to the K times N. We need to solve for A0. This A0 is going to give us the present value. So this A0 is multiplying this term. So this term goes to the other side and it divides AN, or divide the whole equation by this term, and then you eliminate this part and you get the value of A0. So A0 is going to be AN over 1 plus I to the K times N. Or using this formula, this law, it's going to be AN times 1 plus I to the minus KN. It's the same. Okay? Let's see one example. Paola wants to Paola wants to buy a car in 5 years. This brand new car costs 475,000 pesos, or to be more precise, will cost 475,000 pesos in 5 years. Okay? So how much money does she need to invest today if the return is 9% annually or annual? So that's 475,000 over 1 plus 0.09 to the 5 or to the 5th. Now, remember, we're using the present value formula. We now have this value, and this is like it's a future value, and we need to find the present value of this amount. We use the present value formula that we calculated before, and with this we find the amount. So that'll be 308,717.41. Okay. With this information, it is easy to find the present value. You know, compound interest, the formula of compound interest, and with that formula, you find the future value. You reverse the formula, and then you find the present value.